Hello my friends, my name is Kale, and welcome to my abandoned Maliwan wasteland level design for Borderlands 4. If you have any ideas for a level design, be sure to leave a comment down below. If there's enough community engagement for this one, maybe I'll work with your ideas in another video. Let's immediately jump right into it. Echolog 2312, Maliwan Waste Disposal Facility. The log starts with a faint static, followed by the sound of typing and quiet factory noises in the background. A tired-sounding voice, the employee, speaks casually, addressing the boss.
Hey boss, just an update for the shift report. Everything's running smooth down here. We've hit the quota for disposal, but I've noticed something odd. Some of the local wildlife's been acting strange near the dump sites. I thought it was just the usual mutations we've seen over the years, but this, it's different. They're getting bolder, you know? A couple of them even started getting close to the fences. We haven't had any breaches, but thought you might want to know that.
There's a pause as the employee seems to consider whether to say more.
Anyway, I'll keep an eye on it. I'm sure it's nothing. Gonna get back to work.
Log 2313. The employee sounds more concerned but still composed.
Hey boss, it's me again. So we've got like an actual situation developing now. We've had 3 separate reports of wildlife breaching the fences. Not just the usual critters, but like, they're different somehow. Bigger, and they're getting angrier. We've lost a couple of loaders that were trying to drive them off, and the corrosive sludge from the dump sites is, it's spreading further than expected.
The sound of shuffling papers, some hesitation in his voice.
I know protocol says we keep dumping the elemental waste in these zones, but maybe we should rethink that. I'll run some diagnostics on the perimeter systems, but we're gonna need some backup if this keeps escalating.
Echolog 2314. Louder static is heard, followed by distant alarms and the faint roar of something monstrous. The employee speaks quickly, with mounting anxiety in his voice.
Hey boss, I am logging this for the record. Things are getting worse, much worse. The creatures have fully breached the perimeter and are heading towards the factory. We've already lost half the loaders on the eastern side, and it's not just one species. It's like the elements are twisting them all, making them somehow stronger. And they're not just attacking randomly anymore, it's like they're organized. Like they're targeting specific parts of the facility.
Another roar in the background. Closer now, the employee's voice trembles.
We need to shut this down. We've got no chance if they hit the main building. We have to evacuate before.
Static cuts off the log. Echolog 2315, Factory Command Office. CEO transmission. The log begins with a higher quality transmission. The sound of a Maliwan CEO speaking in a low, measured tone. The alarms in the background are more distinct, but the CEO speaks over them calmly.
Yes, I've received the reports, and yes, I am fully aware of the situation. The perimeter failures and mutated wildlife are frankly inconveniences. They will be handled. I'm not interested in what's going on outside those walls. My concern, as always, is production. We don't stop production because of a few hiccups.
The employee's voice cuts in panicked.
Sir, with all due respect, this isn't a hiccup. The creatures are inside the factory now. They're tearing through loaders like they're made of paper. The elementally charged sludge we've been dumping is mutating them beyond anything we've ever seen before. We need to shut down production and evacuate.
The CEO follows up with,
Evacuate? And throw away millions in assets? I don't think so. Contain it. I've seen worse situations. This is not my first exposure to a little chaos. Use the loaders you've got left. Dump more waste if you have to. Just fix it.
There's a long pause with more distant screeching and crashes in the background. The employee's frustration is evident as he speaks again.
But sir, the plant life is causing everything to short out. The defenses, the power grid, we're barely holding it together. And if we don't act now...
Now you act. I don't pay you to panic. I pay you to keep the factory running. Do your job.
The log ends abruptly. Echolog 2316. Emergency Command Channel. Alarms are blaring at full volume. The employee is audibly out of breath, practically shouting into the comms.
Sir, the factory is being overrun. We've lost the loaders, the security systems are offline, and the wildlife, they're inside the containment areas now. They've breached the storage chambers, it's everywhere. The elements are engulfing the main floor, and we've already had multiple casualties. Sir, you need to order the evacuation now. The entire factory is a death trap. We're not going to survive if...
Survival? please, that's not exactly my department. My priority is the bottom line, and I've already booked the first-class shuttle for me and the important people. The rest of you, well, if you can't sort out a few rabid monsters and some toxic waste, maybe you're not the star employees I thought you were. Good luck with that, though.
There's a stunned silence as the employee tries to process the callousness of the CEO's words.
What? Sir, you can't just leave us here. You're abandoning the entire team.
I'm securing the future of Maliwan and its profits. You're a sunk cost.
The sound of footsteps as the CEO walks away from the comms, the employee's panicked voice rising in desperation.
Sir, please,
The log abruptly cuts out, followed by a burst of static. Log 2317.
This is it. We're done for. The CEO's gone, left us here to die. Everything's collapsing. There's no way out. The creatures, they're everywhere. The elemental waste turned this whole place into a nightmare. We tried, but it's over.
There's a long, heavy pause. The sound of something large crashing nearby causes the employee to gasp, then speaks softly, almost resigned.
If anyone finds this, don't trust Maliwan. They don't care about us. They never did.
Echo log 2318. The log begins with heavy breathing, the crackle of broken electronics, and the distant screeches. The tone of the employee's voice is shaky, clearly exhausted but determined.
I don't know who's going to hear this. If anyone left out there to hear it at all. The factory's gone, overrun. What they dumped here, what they did to this place, it changed everything. And now it's changing us. A few of us made it. Not sure if you'd call it surviving, though. The factory's walls, they're the only thing keeping us from being torn apart by the wildlife outside. It's strange. The creatures aren't attacking anymore. It's like they don't even see us. Like we're one of them. Maybe we are. Whatever's in the waste, it didn't just mutate the wildlife. We're changing too. It started slow. Skin feels different. Sometimes it burns. Sometimes it's numb. My left arm, it's not right. Twisted. Doesn't hurt anymore, but it doesn't feel like mine. We've set up camp here in the factory. It's the only safe place left, but we're losing it. Not just the factory. Us. Every day it gets harder to remember why we're still here, or who we were. We've had to seal off the lower levels. The sludge down there, it's getting worse, and the air's thick with something. Breathing it feels like swallowing fire. I haven't seen daylight in, I don't even know how long. If I stepped outside, it wouldn't matter. The smog is covering the sun anyways.
Echo log 2319. Factory Commons area.
We're not leaving. This place, it's all we have now. The others, they started talking to themselves, saying things about the elements, like they can hear them whispering. I don't know if it's the air or the waste. Just everything is falling apart. We've adapted, just like the creatures. We don't need food anymore, not like we used to. Sometimes we eat the glowing vines, but they don't hurt us like they should. It's weird, you know? Like the elements are part of us now, like we belong here, like this is home.
A brief chuckle. The sound is hollow and unsettling.
Home? Can you believe that? We've made it through the worst of it, but I can't even remember the faces of the people we lost, or the people still here with me. We barely speak, just sit and listen. Sit and listen. Listen to the whispers.
Echo log 2320. Lower factory level. The log opens with heavy breathing and coughing. The employee's voice is quieter now, raspier, like he's struggling to speak.
The lower levels, we shouldn't have gone down there. Something in the sludge. It's stronger down there, alive. The ones who went didn't come back the same, their eyes glowing with this eerie light. They don't talk anymore. Just watch. Silent. Like they are waiting for something. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to myself. My skin is hard like rock in some places. My veins glow just like the wildlife. It's inside me now. We're all becoming something else. Something elemental. We should have left when we had the chance, but now it's too late. The factory, it's our sanctuary, our prison, our grave.
Echo log 2321. The final log is distorted, almost entirely static. The voice is faint, barely recognizable. The tone is disjointed. the words broken up like fragments of thought.
We're part of it now. No escape. The elements, they call to us every day, louder, louder. We're changing, becoming something new, something better. The factory, it protects us. It's alive. The sludge, it's inside all of us. Can't fight it. Don't fight it. Can't want to fight it. Logs don't matter anymore. Nothing matters. Nothing at all matters anymore, except the elements.
End of logs. The employees who survived the overrun have mutated, becoming one with the factory and the elemental forces that consumed it. They exist now in a twisted, half-conscious state, slowly losing their minds, and the audio logs stop as their last of their humanity fades away, leaving them as part of the wasteland they once tried to escape. The factory, now their sanctuary, has become both their tomb and battleground. Landscapes of crumbling structures and abandoned factories that once produced Maliwan weapons, now overtaken by toxic waste. Anyways, my friends, to keep it short, that's all I have for you today. I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments. Yes, I will be continuing with the character design series. Just bear with me. I got a full-time job to juggle with this, along with my crippling addiction to Borderlands 2. But who knows? Maybe I'll be able to do this full-time one day, if I can get into a rhythm. The first 2 weeks that Borderlands 4 comes out, I'm taking it off work. I gotta beat everyone else to the punch to making guides and gameplay videos. Anyways, like I said, if you have any ideas for level design or character designs or anything of that matter, then I would love to read them and even possibly just kind of expand upon them and turn it into a video. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. I don't really care. I'll see you later, my friends. Bye-bye.